There's no vaccine that is, safe and effective.
That uneducated buffoon did not take a single pre-med science course in college. He could never get through organic chemistry or inorganic chemistry. And in the class I was in with him in college, he could not keep his eyes open. I did not know then that he was a heroin addict every day he was in college. He has said he was a heroin addict for 14 years. And while he was a heroin addict, his powerful uncle, Senator Ted Kennedy, managed to get him a job in the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. And while he was working for the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, he was committing drug crimes every day, for which he was finally arrested, charged, and convicted. And that is who Donald Trump wants to be Secretary of Health and Human Services. A science ignoramus who was in a heroin stupor every day that he could have been studying science in college. It is no surprise that the heroin addict, convicted criminal, turned self-described medical expert does not have the votes yet to be confirmed by the United States Senate.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Come Lose It with me, with Matt Duncan. Wow, we've had a bit of a delay since the last one. I'm here with my co-host, Gus. We'll see how it goes. You know, it's always, it always goes a little crazy when Gus is here, but he's tired, he's eaten, he's had a walk. He's feeling good. He's just going to sit here and be chill. I think he's going to be real chill today. And it is April. We are into spring. I haven't talked to you guys since the end of February. I was hoping to get one in early into March. March was a bit of a crazy month, emotionally, physically. Just couldn't get the gumption to get the pod in. I went on a trip. In the last episode, I was talking about how I went on a trip to a surprise trip, and I could have had a surprise guest. And I went and surprised my friend Adam. You will remember him on episode 100, episode 2 of the podcast. My old comedy partner. I went back to Winnipeg for my first time in 12 years to surprise him for his big 40th birthday. And it was, there was a lot of anxiety about that. I haven't flown anywhere since before the pandemic. And I would say that it feels kind of like those times at the airport. While I was waiting for my flight, I saw maybe one mask every 100 people walk by. I ended up wearing a mask on the flight because I didn't want to get sick for the trip. The last time I went there, I got sick thanks to the Toronto Argonauts because I was sitting on a WestJet flight with the Toronto Argonauts going to fucking Winnipeg. The poor bastards can't get a private jet. Come on. You're owned by MLSE. You can't get a private jet for the goddamn Argos. They got a fucking WestJet. Oh, man. Coach, dude. Just coach. Not even those like $100. Well, there's only 6 seats at the front. You can pay like $100 to get like faux first class. That was a long time ago, okay? I'm not going to blame the Argos anymore. I'm just saying why I wore a mask, and it was tough. I was getting a bit anxious at times. The turbulence kind of made me queasy, which I've never really had before. That was weird. On the way home, it did not, though. So went over there, had a good trip, brought some mics to plug in, and hopefully to do an interview with Adam again. But we were just too busy, man. We were doing so much for his birthday. We went to a Jets game. We went to an escape room. We went out with friends and family dinners. And before you knew it, I was back home. I was only there for a few days, so we just couldn't get her done, but maybe the next time he's here, or I'll do him do a call-in again, like Clitter Clacker episode 100. But we had a good time, and it was great to see him. But I'm back, and I'm just trying to figure my shit out. Still trying to plot my new course. I think I'm still technically an actor. I'm still auditioning here and there. I just got my second voice audition of the year today. Second voice audition of the year. That's right. Not quite a lot, is it? And the commercials, I think I've probably done about 9 auditions or so. Nothing really biting. It's becoming more and more impossible for me to even think about putting a backdrop up and my tripods and my lights out and doing the. I can get those self-tapes done pretty fast though, folks. Like I'm definitely not dilly-dallying, and it's not hard for me. The quality is pretty good. It's good enough, but I'm just so tired of auditions. My soul is dead from auditions. You get to that point, man. If that's all you do and you just don't book enough, it literally rots your soul. Brutal. I don't know. I'm taking a welding course on Monday. I'll let you know how that goes. I got no clue. The more I read up about welding, I'm like, this is like, it's like, what should I do? Be a welder or be a Chernobyl fireman first on the scene? Seems like it's just as good for you. Look, I'm going to be wearing a goddamn like HEPA 100 masks that I got here. I bought new filters for it. I don't care what the instructor says. It's only a 3-hour course. Hey, maybe I'll just learn how to weld and I'll be able to do some stuff in my cottage. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to pursue it as a career. I just think at my age, it just doesn't. It seems like it's trickier than it looks like, and more than anything, you got to deal with a lot of debris and pollution, and I don't want to get that fucking welder lung shit. So I'd be wearing that mask all the fucking time. I'm not just talking about the Sparky mask. I'm talking about a goddamn respirator. So I'm going to wear it because I want to be able to get an MRI if I ever need one. Because I don't think any welders are allowed to get MRIs. Let me tell you that. They're fucking, that shit, they'd have metal coming right out of their pores. Christ's sake. So we'll see how it goes. Big news for my soccer team that I'm following, the old EPL football team. I know I've talked about how I'm a big Newcastle fan. I'm pretty new at it. And they just won the fucking Carabao Cup, which is one of the league trophies that you play for in the year, one of the big 4 trophies. Their first win in 70 years. It's you know, I know I didn't earn it as a Newcastle fan, but I have earned it as a Leaf fan because they haven't won in like 60 years almost. So it was nice. Maybe it's a curse buster. I don't know. It was a really exciting game. They beat Liverpool 2-1. They just really owned it. They were fantastic. And I'm so on board. It's so refreshing to be in this new sport. I just love it. I love that I'm all about the EPL now. I know what's going on. I'm seeing all the transfer window stuff now. You know, who's the rumor here, rumor there? Hey, if you want to get into EPL, I do it. Fucking do it. It's fun. It's pretty fun, and I can see why it's like the most popular goddamn league in the world. I don't even know where to go with all the Trump stuff. I don't know where to go with. There's just so much shit. The fucking tariffs. It's a fucking mess. This is honestly the first time that I've felt nervous by America in my life. I've never felt truly nervous like when you were in middle school and you walked by the fucking pack of bullies. Remember that feeling where you're just like, oh, I hope they don't fuck with me. I hope they don't like make eye contact and beat the shit out of me. Like, remember that feeling? It just kind of like pulled down on your diaphragm. Tickled it a little bit as you walk by them, for fuck's sake. That feeling? Yeah, that's what I'm getting about America now. That's what I'm fucking getting about America, Gus. They're fucking, I don't know what they're doing. I think they want to tank the economy so that all the rich guys can buy stocks or something. Is that what's happening? Are they just trying to tank it? And then the next guy can rebuild it and then their stock price is going? I don't understand. I don't think any of them know what tariffs are and how they really never work. And now the whole fucking world is just going crazy, and we don't know. We don't know. What field do you work in? I can't tell you if it's safe or not. I can't tell you. I can tell you the auto workers in Canada are fucked. Guess won't be getting a job there fucking cranking nuts. Because they won't be cranking nuts at the plant. Fucking Ford factory in Oakville's been closed for 5 months. That's before the tariffs. All those people are laid off. That factory is empty in Oakville. 5 months. And this auto tariff shit, they might never come back. The auto industry might leave Canada and never come back because of it. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I know a lot of people, a lot of family that worked in the auto plants, man. You're telling me the fucking Ford plant in Oakville ain't making escapes for 5 fucking months? That shit's crazy. So there's Tesla protests going on. Everybody fucking hates Elon more than ever. The guy, you can check the tapes on the Come Lose It with Matt Duncan podcast. You can go back, probably even in the old podcast Fat Boy days. I have fucking hated Elon Musk a long time. His obtuse triangle head, his fucking gross dune, what were those spitting oil and they're white and dune. Disgusting. Taking oil baths. This is Elon, man. Then you got fucking RFK Jr. He's taking over all the health stuff. You know what? Here, let's just take a little glimpse. Everyone's talking about how he looks like Hoggle.
Processed foods are the principal culprit. Processed foods. There are studies coming out of Stanford and Harvard.
Oh my God, he does look like Hoggle.
A lot of mental illness, including anxiety and depression, are related to food. And that changing your diet, food is medicine. By changing your diet, you can lose some of those diagnoses. People should be able to make their own choices. If you want to eat a donut or seed oils, you should be able to.
Okay, so that was a clip someone made of the movie Labyrinth. A very famous character in there called Hoggle, and he does look a lot like RFK Jr. If you look up Hoggle and you look up RFK Jr., they do have a lot in common. And, well, I think Hoggle was more of a fan of pesticides, so he's a little bit opposite of RFK Jr. He likes to spray them fairies with the pesticides. But they just edited the clip of him talking about seed oils and whatnot, and don't eat this and don't eat that. And hey, you're right, RFK. Yeah, there's a lot of bad fucking food that America has to eat because they're poor, and now a fucking Big Mac meal costs you like $20, so it's not even good for poor people anymore. They're not eating it because they're like fucking don't want to eat healthy. It's just too fucking hard to eat healthy in this economy. For Christ's sake, RFK Jr., of course, eat your seed oils, eat your donuts. But we're going to get into the health stuff because we're going to dip a little bit of our toes into the measles stuff going on because it's getting crazy, and I'm starting to get worried that even though I'm vaccinated, I'm going to get fucking measles from some asshole who's taking ivermectin or whatever else or vitamin A, which we're going to talk about to fight it. But you know what? Let's cool it down because it's a hot fucking day for birthdays. So we haven't done it yet. And we haven't done it in a while. So let's just do a little bit of birthdays. Let's cool off a little bit. Don't let Trump wrench our nuts. Okay. We'll take a deep breath and let's wish old Hollywood some happy birthdays, okay? Adam Scott from Severance is 52. He looks pretty good for 52. He's got a giant head. I also have a giant head, so I noticed it. And he's got a very small little body, though. He's like a lollipop. And he's 52. He's looking pretty good for 52. Alec Baldwin, 67, with like 5 kids under 2. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Holy shit. What is it with all these old stars having so many kids in their fucking 60s? Shot that poor woman. Fuck, he must be all fucked up in his head. Jesus. Colby Smulders is 43. Look, she's Canadian. All I know is she was on How I Met Your Mother. Never really watched the show. Holy fuck, Marlon Brando. I would have been He would have been 101. 101 today. Jesus, he made it till 80. That guy had a wild fucking life. The greats, though, one of the greats, Ben Mendelsohn, 56, Australian actor. You would know him if you saw him. Ben Mendelsohn, he's fucking amazing actor. He was in that show. Oh, Jesus. It was like, you just got to look it up. He was really good. I think he won some awards for it. Holy shit, Eddie Murphy's 64. When I'm 64. 64 years old for Eddie Murphy. He is just 1 year away from officially being a senior citizen. But you know, that B don't see, honey. That B don't see. Amanda Bynes still with us. She's 39. Facial tats. Not a Nickelodeon star anymore. Just, doing well. I don't know if she's like filing nails or painting nails or what. She seems like she's just being chill. Hopefully on her meds. She's not running naked anymore. Happy birthday, Amanda Bynes. 39. One more year, girl. Guess what's happening? David Hyde Pierce from Frasier is 66. There's a couple Frasier birthdays on this lineup here. David Hyde Pierce, Niles, 66. Wow, they're getting old, folks. Eric Braeden is 84. That's the Victor Newman from The Young and the Restless. I know it because you know it because your fucking grandma watched it, and when you got home from school, you had to watch it with your mom before the cartoons hit. You had to watch a little bit of fucking Victor Newman. Jenny Garth, 53, 90210. What's up, girl? What's up, girl? Oh, she's been keeping to herself, you know. Josh Safdie, 41, one of the Safdie brothers. I guess we're going to see, in the next 20 years, it's going to be Safdie this, Safdie that. They do some good stuff. I don't hate it. Marcia Mason. See, that's another Frasier. Marcia Mason's 83. Who was she? She was Sherry. She was Sherry on Frasier. And she looks like my wife's close friend, actually. A young Marcia Mason is what we'd say to her. So happy birthday, Marcia Mason, and happy birthday to Megan as well, if you are Marcia Mason. God bless RFK.
Fitness update.
Okay, so the fitness update, let's get through this. I've been fasting. I've been back on that fast, folks. Doing the 16-8. Did the 17-8 one day. That means 16 hours fast, 8-hour window to eat. And I'll tell you, it did make me feel a lot better. But I have had some days where maybe I haven't drank enough water while I've been fasting. I felt like shit. Like I woke up today and I had to break the fast early because I was like, I feel fucking hungover right now. And I did not drink last night. I had some Thai food, but I did not drink. Okay, was it the fucking Thai spring rolls? What was it? Was it the curry pad Thai? Making me feel hungover like that? Was it me watching that Leaf game last night with the stress, playing the Florida Panthers at a game where they just have to win to get the division title? Was it watching Survivor, hoping that my players are getting eliminated? Yeah, I'm in a Survivor pool. Yeah, I run it. Did that make me feel hungover? I don't know. I felt like shit. But I have been fasting and I have been feeling better. I've been working out consistently. Kept it up pretty much this entire year, minimum 3 times a week. I have fallen off. I haven't worked out in 4 days. Right after this podcast, we're getting back into it. And I will say, when I get off the bike today, I have reached another milestone, another destination. We've talked about it on the pod before. Go back, check the fucking tapes. I've reached another destination. And then after that, it's going to take, there's one left after that. It's going to take me a real long time. I don't know. I don't even know if we'll hit it while we're still living here. As you know, this is the hometown stopover. And hopefully within the next year, we are on our way to the rest of our lives. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling stronger. I can feel it in the pecs. I can feel my arms getting stronger. And the pants are getting a little looser, folks. So I just got to stick to that fasting and hope for the best because I feel like that does really help with a lot of the issues with trying to lose weight. Can we move on? Health news.
News that is health related.
Oh, God, I'm just so tired of... We're at the start of this fucking Trump shit and the FK Jr. changing the helm of America. And... there's just so much, like, I'm just hearing, like, every day, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, my God, measles is back. We fucked up herd immunity because people aren't getting vaccinated for it because fucking RFK keeps telling people to not get vaccinated. You can beat it with some fucking vitamin A and put a little frog wart under your tongue or something. And it's not true. It's really not. It's. I'm going to go through a couple of things about it. I'm going to go through why vitamin A is being used to treat measles, why RFK is telling you to do that, and why you're risking your kid's life by not getting them vaccinated. Now, look, I understand everyone's got different opinions now with the vaccines, and the COVID vaccines have created a lot of stress and tension and turmoil in people's families, discussing who, we can't trust anyone anymore. We are in the age of information, and apparently we are PhDs, we are doctors, we know everything. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. And this is the way we got to go. And I get that there's concerns about stuff, but especially with stuff like measles, mumps, rubella, the MMR vaccine, you really shouldn't fuck around with this one. This one has been proven to be fine. It does not give you fucking autism. It doesn't give you any issues at all. The risks are so fucking low in comparison to what measles will do to you and your fucking children. So we're going to talk a little bit about that.
Let's first go to RFK Jr. and the vitamin A, what he's talking about.
So there's been measles outbreaks in Texas and New Mexico, and there's over 300 cases. The first person to die of measles, the first child to die of measles in over 10 years on RFK's watch, was unvaccinated. And it's becoming a real problem again because we had herd immunity because we were so well vaccinated. So let's look at the vitamin A thing and why this is a problem. Okay, so while there's the safe and effective vaccine to prevent measles, which is recommended for all kids above the age of 12 months, any adults that have missed a dose, vaccine hesitancy and fears have stoked the worries of parents to forego the protection for their kids. Now, the result is that herd immunity cannot be maintained. That's why we're seeing more measles. The infection is highly contagious, more contagious than COVID, as the large outbreak originating in Texas earlier this year has demonstrated. Though some parents remain reluctant to get their kids vaccinated, they're still looking for advice on what else they can do. Recently, RFK Jr. authored an opined piece for Fox News in which he claimed that vitamin A, quote, can dramatically reduce measles mortality. While the same article did highlight the importance of vaccination, uncharacteristically for someone who has repeatedly taken staunch anti-vax positions, some parents appear to have taken this as advice to dose their kids with large quantities of vitamin A. Here's the problem. Vitamin A is an essential nutrient with important roles in the body. We have even previously drawn attention to misinformation encouraging people to avoid orange fruits and veggies. It's basically impossible to overdose on vitamin A by consuming too many carrots because the body will simply not convert the carotenoids into vitamin A if it's not needed. And this is important, it's definitely possible to overdose on pure vitamin A that is consumed in the form of dietary supplements. Hypervitaminosis A, as this is known, can cause a range of unpleasant symptoms, including problems with the digestive system, bones, nervous system, and skin. At very high levels, it can build up into the liver, causing damage to the organ. Now, I've talked about it on the pod before. ADEK, those are the 4 vitamins you need to be careful with. A, D, E, K. A, D, E, and K. Because you can't overdose on those. Vitamin C, vitamin B12, you can piss those out. The other ones are fat soluble. They will go into your body. So obviously because of RFK Jr., everyone's buying cod liver oil and making their kids eat it like they're a fucking penguin. So it's a real problem. It's not protecting you from measles at all. And the only thing that's protecting you is unfortunately this vaccine. I'm so sorry, but you have to get this vaccine. Please get it. Please make your fucking kids get it so we don't have this fucking disease going around and ruining herd immunity. Just fucking please get it. Because the measles can remain a danger to health even years after infection. So we're going to talk about this one thing. Now, it does a lot of things. It can swell your brain. It can give kids pneumonia. It really wreaks fucking havoc. I found there's this article on NPR I was reading just about how fucked up it is. And like, now a big thing with the anti-vax community is they're saying like, oh no, well, their immune system will fight it themselves, and then they'll recover, and then they'll have all these antibodies, and they'll be stronger because they'll have all these antibodies. But what they don't know about the measles virus is it actually fucks up your immune system memory. And they found that when they started to vaccinate kids for measles, because it was taking away that damage to the immune memory system, kids were not like dying of diarrhea and like all these other, similar problems like SSPE, which is the worst one you can get, because they're protected from the virus. So the memory of the immune system isn't being affected. So apparently it really can, like, as much as 73%. And I'm not just talking about the measles virus. It's like all the other shit that your body has been fighting since you're a baby. It's fucking with that. It's fucking with that immune system memory. It's destroying it. So then that's like, that was all for nothing. So this is where we're at. And there's so many people, I feel bad for you because I don't think you're concerned. I think the way that the media is portraying all this stuff, it makes you scared to make any decision. And I totally understand that. But you're being taken advantage of. These people do not care about you. RFK Jr., Donald Trump, they do not care about your health. They are looking to dismantle everything and blow it up for their own fucking personal gains. It's crazy. And RFK Jr. has a fucking brain worm that talks to him.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
And apparently the White House is getting tired of him. They're getting a little tired of RFK already, so I don't think he's going to last long in that role, and he'll go back. Oh, it'll be so interesting to see how he turns on Trump after
he made me eat McDonald's on the plane. He made me eat that fucking McDonald's.
So I'll post a couple of articles on the page as I do when I'm talking about the health news. Just check it out. Read it. Don't want your kids to get sick. Don't want them to have like this. They could beat it, and then when they're in middle school, they could get this crazy fucking disease called SSPE, which is like, it's fatal. You can't beat it. So it's like, even if your little kid gets over measles, you're going to have to wonder, like, I hope in 10 years that it doesn't come back and kill them. Jesus. Well, that's what I have to say. Read the shit. Do what's right. Okay, let's get to some other shit. And talking about a shit that this guy fucking took. Man almost dies after eating 7-pound burger in Singapore challenge. A 7-pound burger eaten in 30 minutes as part of a food challenge proved to be near deadly combo for a man in Singapore. After the unnamed 30-year-old scarfed down the massive patty, his stomach was stretched so much that it was at risk of bursting. A burst stomach, known as gastric perforation, can be fatal within hours. If untreated, it can lead to sepsis and multi-organ failure. The blockage kept the man from passing gas or having a bowel movement, and it took about 5 days to do so. After arriving at a hospital. Look, I don't fuck around with big burgers. I've never liked big fat burgers and shit like that. I've done a double Big Mac maybe 3 times in my life, and every time I do it, I'm like, I feel like I have this 7-pound burger. What is that, like a 2-pounder? How much is a fucking 4-patty Big Mac double? Jesus Christ. Can't believe I ate that. Just stick with the original, you know? Yeah, so anyways, he eventually passed some gas, and they were going to do surgery, but I guess he took the biggest dump of his life, and then he was okay. He was okay, but I don't know, all these, like, eating competitions and stuff, what the fuck is going on? You know, when these guys are doing these competitions like Joey Chestnut, it's like you stretch your stomach and compresses your duodenum. The effects could have result in like a severe inflammation of the pancreas, acute kidney injury. But these guys they've somehow figured it out. Do they puke? They barf that shit up after? They don't fucking digest that, right? They eat like fucking 90 hot dogs. Jesus. Well, in the news of acting, I'll say some wild shit has been going on in the union. The members voted down a dues increase. We got an email saying like, hey, we're going to increase the dues for the first time in 15 to almost 20 years. Kind of a hard time to get people on board with that, with this lockout still going on. They've made some strides with some agencies. One of them has committed fully to union actors. That's great. When's the lockout going to end fully? When are we going to be able to celebrate that? I just don't think people are like, they're like, people are losing their house. You want to fucking us pay more dues? Didn't happen. It got voted down. And that's where that is. That's where that is, folks. Got to see more. Got to see, you got to work with what you got. And then maybe we can talk about that later. The last thing I'll talk about is these body cameras that Loblaw says they're going to start putting on employees. Could you imagine being a fucking stock boy? Can you imagine working that fucking seafood guy counter? And I know I've played one in real life. I fucking played one on the boys. You know it, seafood guy. Imagine wearing a body cam because people are, as they say, they're getting abused physically because of the high prices. That is what you're going to do. You're going to spend money. You know, like that shit's expensive, right? Body cams and recording equipment, all this shit. That's the way you're going to fucking curb this issue. You're not going to just try to not be corporate assholes and make us pay $10 for eggs. Like, give me a fucking break, Loblaws. Fucking Loblaws. Every fucking time I see that asshole in that commercial, that yellow background, I just want to pull his fucking underwear over his head. I just want to pull it right over his fucking head, Gail. So, I thought that the body camera thing might have been for stealing, which is another weird thing. Because I guess people are stealing food, they're kicking ass in there. Everybody's just trying to fucking get an avocado and put it on some fucking toast. What am I supposed to do here? That's fucking it. Done. Fucking done. 127 episode. We're on 128. Coming up next. I gotta get exercising. I don't know where Gus went. He's gone. But thanks for listening. Thanks for rating. Getting a lot of good feedback. Sponsors are just flying in on my emails. Thank you to all the sponsors of the show. I don't name silent sponsors. Okay? RFK Jr., thank you for your contributions.
I do anything for a health podcast. I'm very proud of you being such an advocate of the Big Mac.
Fucking RFK. What a world we live in. Folks, we live in a clowny world. Just fucking hold on. Hold on to your dentures. I'll see you next time on episode 128.